pressure was on at three-quarter time after they'd come back pretty hard, and I know that they'd had the breeze and you had the breeze in the last quarter, but you still had to do the hard work in the last quarter, and it would have been pleasing that you did it.
Yeah, it's probably pleasing we got back to playing our way a bit. You know, our first half was pretty good, and I guess we spoke about it at half time. We always knew that they were going to come out and respond, and they did. And you know, we lost our composure for a little bit, but you know, we finished off okay, which was pleasing.
You started slowly again, giving up the first couple of goals, but I thought the rest of your first half you dominated. Did you feel like you got full reward for that by half time?
Probably not, but we thought we certainly our brand of play was a lot better. It was probably a lot closer to how we want to play, I guess. It's been a strange couple of months, I guess. We've sort of had funny scheduling. Plus, I think we've had 7 out of the 9 or 8 last 8 games have been wet. So it's sort of been hard to gauge how we've been going. But we certainly, you know, made a real focus about winning the ball first, and we did that. Probably didn't capitalise as much as we should have early, and then, you know, gave up 2 easy scores in the first quarter that are undefendable. So, but that's okay.
Tim Kelly was one play that you knew needed to lift after a quiet month or so since the state game, and that was probably his best game in a long time. And he shook off the tag early from Crichton and dominated after that.
Yeah, look, I don't think they really ran with him, to be honest. You know, he gave us a real lift when he came onto the ground early, and you know, I thought his intensity and you know, he's nice and clean around the ball again. So yeah, look, it's probably been the best game for a while, but we haven't been going that great as a team. So there was a few blokes that stepped up.
What about Haiden Schloithe? You impressed with how immediately first game back he was able to have such an impact?
Yeah, look, he worked pretty hard when he was off with his foot. So yeah, it's credit to him that he was able to come in and have a real impact. He obviously had a game in the reserves last week just to get some run in the legs and make sure everything was okay. But I thought when he went into the middle in the second quarter, he gave us a real lift. Yeah.
Is it just good to release a bit of the pressure after 3 losses?
Yeah, it's funny. Look, you talk about the pressure. I mean, East Perth had a pretty good side in that day, and we didn't play at our best. So yeah, we're disappointed. Claremont game had a horrendous first quarter in, you know, horrendous conditions, and it's a long way back. And then, you know, started poorly last week, and then I thought we fought the game out pretty well. So we haven't been terrible, but we haven't been great. So probably a little bit similar to today. At times our good was pretty good, and but we certainly had some patches where there's some things to get better.
And how important is a top 2 finish? You're just holding there for another week.
Yeah, look, it's important at the end of the year. So in 5 weeks or 4 weeks' time, if we're still in the, you know, top 2 or 3 and you get a double chance, and you know, you've obviously earned it. So that's our aim. Is now we've put ourselves in a position where it's within our control. So you know, the double chance is always something you're chasing.
Blaine Johnson plays on the edge, and he plays a lot of great footy, and he was really good again today, but he's got himself in trouble again. Do you talk to him about making sure he doesn't cross that line, or are you happy that he stays, you know, on that line, and he plays with that edge, and that's what gives him his advantage?
Oh, yeah, when he was really important. He's been important to us all year. He was important to us again today. You know, played for most of the game, you know, one of their real good rebounders in Lester Smith, and was able to really hurt him on the scoreboard, which was a positive for us. But if you're talking about his report, I haven't seen it, so I think it's probably unfair for me to comment on whether he was undisciplined or whether he was not, because, you know, from our point of view, we're really hopeful that it'll be proved that he was okay. But I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure.
But he does give you a real bite in that forward line, doesn't he? When
No
he's there,
doubt.
you're a much different team.
No doubt. Him and Schloithe, you know, you don't like them. We're certainly not making any excuses, but Ham, Schloithe, Johnson, these are 3 fairly quality players that were really important to us in the early part of the year when we were playing well. So, you know, we got them all back in. Obviously, Schloithe and Hamsy will be much better for the run, but, you know, they're good players, and their composure with the ball certainly helps.
How important was Hams's ball use off half-back when you had some other guys back there, and you had some, you know, pretty costly turnovers at times, but when the ball's in his hands, it's pretty safe?
I think we know he's a very good decision maker and ball user, but to be fair to the other guys down back, the 2 turnovers you're talking about, one was Higgins, who's the ruckman, and the other one was Pullers, who's the full-back. So, you know, I think most of our other guys, we like to, you know, set up a bit of attack out of half-back like everyone. So it's probably been a strength for us for when we've been playing well.
Trip to Carnarvon next week. Do you plan for anything different as a result of that? I think you fly up on Friday. Do you have a different sort of a week? Is it any sort of a different preparation for a country game?
No, not really. We'll train as per normal, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, fly up Friday lunchtime, I think. The difference is probably for a lot of our guys, maybe they haven't, had to get on a plane and travel and stay away and, work out what they eat at the hotel the night before, and what do they do in the morning to fill in the time, and so it's a learning experience, and it'll be good for us.
Thank you.
No worries.